Welcome.
Okay there, Mark?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I just felt like that was the appropriate response.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome back. Another episode of Golden Age of Gear with Derek and Joey.
Hi.
Hi. We're talking fuzz faces today.
Yeah.
How appropriate that we have a carbon-zinc 9-volt battery just sitting here on the table.
What is carbon?
I don't know. The batteries, they're just like, people are fussy about batteries in their fuzzes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're supposed to use like shitty batteries.
oh,
Yeah, they sound better.
you ever notice how there's no B batteries?
B batteries?
Like there's AA, AAA, and C, but there's no B batteries.
That's crazy, actually.
Have you never heard that bit? There's a comedian. I don't know who the comedian is. Has a bit about that because people will be walking in and be like, "Do you have any batteries?"
Batteries.
Batteries. I stole that from.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah. Anyway.
I like that. Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Golden Age of Gear with Derek and Joey.
Yeah, if you guys could do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, maybe ring the bell, it would help us out a lot. All right, back to it.
So shitty batteries.
Shitty batteries, yeah, and like it is a thing. They do kind of sound better. It is also one of those things like, yes, they sound better once the drummer is hitting the drums really hard. I don't know that I can hear it.
Right.
Like if I'm A-Bing it, you can hear there's a difference. I messed around with like a battery in my wah pedal, and like a vintage wah-wah sounds way warmer with a 9-volt battery versus like powering it off of a power supply and whatever pedalboard power supply. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But again, it's like, yeah, it sounds better when I'm by myself looking at it super close.
Yeah, I feel that way about like those, not to disparage them, but like those evidence audio cables and people like that, where it's like your super high-end cable that you can absolutely hear all the clarity through, or like, when we were at Sweetwater and Dealey was talking about his ridiculous power supply and cables, and I'm like, that's all cool in a studio or whatever, but like out live, I remember I was back in the day, sidebar for everybody here, back in the day, I was at the Quest Musique store, seeing Sam's dad. He was setting up one of my guitars, and he's like, Derek, you have to hear this cable. And I'm like, it's a patch cable, Bruce. And he's like, no, you have to hear it. Like, listen to the difference. And he plugged me into one of our amps there, and he was using this 20-foot patch cable or 10-foot patch cable that was $200.
Yeah.
And yes, I could hear the difference in like the presence and clarity on it versus another patch cable. And my immediate thought was, somebody's gonna steal that shit from me at a gig after I paid $200 for a patch cable.
Yeah, dude, I bought one of those, like, I can't remember what it was called, but it was a speaker cable, and it was like this thick.
Yeah.
It was huge, and it was $350, and I was so pumped on it, and it was the perfect length. It went from the back of my head to the back of the cabinet, and it looked really nice, and then I left it at Finn McHugh's.
Yeah.
And then it was gone, and I was just like, ah!
Yeah.
And I do, like, I mean, I think, it's all about hearing more so you can respond and play better, but I do think that there's a point when people use all of that lore to avoid taking a risk in making art, and I think that that's like in the field that I'm in, there's like a diminishing returns thing that starts to happen where it's like, if you're spending more time A-Bing batteries and fucking cables than you are working on your instrument or writing a song or jamming with your buddies or playing for the fun of it, you know, I guess some like if that's all, if all you're doing is like messing around with gear and that you get great joy from it, then power to you.
Yeah.
But
I just,
yeah.
for live use, I just don't see how it's super practical. But
Yeah.
you know, if you got tons of money and don't mind spending it on,
Dude, I
stuff
oftentimes
like that,
use like I'll use a wireless in the studio because
Yeah.
I'm sick of rolling over my cable with my computer chair, and like people are like, I can't believe you use a wireless in the studio. Like, I'm like, who cares? This still sounds good.
Yeah.
Like, does that sound bad? No, but it's like, I mean, if I'm using a vintage fuzz or a vintage wah, I'm obviously not going to use a wireless because it fucks with the whole thing. But like, I don't give a shit.
Dude, it's funny. I was.
I don't even use a wireless live. I only use it in my studio because I'm sick of rolling over my cable or it gets like tangled in the little stem of my spinning chair.
Yep. I'll name drop because this will come out afterwards anyway. But when I was shooting went to Dan Huff's to shoot the D20 Mark II content with him. Where
Oh, don't stub your toe there.
I
You
know.
drop something heavy on the ground.
Yeah. I only know like 3 names, so I'm only friends with 3 famous
He's
people.
like, Dan Huff, this guy Greg, and then this other guy also
Joe-
whose name is Greg.
Jorpy. This other guy, Jorpy.
They're the only 3 people I know.
Anyway, I was at Dan's place and I took the D20 over to him. He hadn't really tried it first. Like he tried it for maybe a minute when we did the Golden Age with him in Nashville. And then when I was back a couple weeks ago, I was like, hey, you know, would you like to try it? And are you cool? Like, film your reaction to it. And what I found interesting was he's just plugging it into his, you know, whatever his, I think it's a little Walter open back 2x12 cabinet in his house. And I'm aware that he's Dan Huff and that it's mic'd well. But, you know, he played and there's a couple times where like the tones that he got, he was just like, as far as I'm concerned, that's a record. He's like, that tone's awesome. And it was kind of eye-opening to me that like, okay, like people even at that level aren't going to nitpick on things to the level that some of us are trying to nitpick on them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
He clearly did not care. I mean, he had a tilt boost plugged in front of it, just using a regular, I don't know if it was a 1-spot power supply, but a regular like wall wart power supply. It was nothing super, like, it was not fancy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it just goes to show that, like, okay, you know, his touch and how, you know, how his hands translate through the instrument has far more to do with it. And, you know, like you said about, like, taking risks, I would say there are times where your tone has been the fuzziest that I have ever heard when I've seen you play live, but it's been some of the best performance that I've seen from you as well. So it's not like it was the most, like, clear-cutting tone that I've heard you with, but the performance was amazing. So, not trying to say you had shitty tone. Then.
He's trying to say I had shitty tone.
No,
That's fine. I can take it.
Just fuzzy.
You know, you can't win them all.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I have like less than half the experience that Dan has. But I think something that I've learned in my sort of short time doing this is like sometimes you actually just like there's a time to get nitpicky. You know, there are things that I always spend extra time doing in the studio, but sometimes the best thing to do is just like plug a thing in and hit go.
Yeah.
And just go. Because you lose the motivation or you lose the inspiration. And that's why, like, right now my studio is torn down because we're doing some renovations. But I try to have a direct path straight into the recorder for singing and for playing guitar at any moment.
Right.
So if like an idea happens or if I'm feeling inspired, I want to play something, I don't have to go and like, find a microphone, plug in a cable, dial in a sound. Like there's always a signal path for guitar and for a vocal.
Cool.
So anyway, enough of that. So
Fuzz Face.
Fuzz Faces. So our buddy Evan Lahaski, he's always getting me into trouble. He's sending me care packages of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And this Fuzz Face was in the last one. I hate it because it's always like, no, I don't want to buy any more pedals. But he's like, just try them out for a bit and send them back if you don't like them. It's like, how am I going to send this back?
Yeah.
So we've got a vintage Fuzz Face. I don't know the year. I don't know the story about it. But it's an original Arbiter Fuzz Face. you can see Arbiter England. The rubber pad is gone. There's been a few things done to it, like the jacks have been replaced, the pots are original, the circuit board looks all original to me. But this is an interesting thing about Fuzz Faces, is like they are so different. And then this is one sort of custom built for me by my buddy Aaron from Dominion Fuzz over in Ottawa, who I think he's one of the great fuzz guys of our generation. And he and I worked on this. It's covered in crocuses because that's the provincial flower of Manitoba, which is a really nice touch. He had a friend of his do the artwork. It's really beautiful. Oh, it's gotten so beat up. But yeah, so yeah, here's the old one. It's like, oh yeah, and that's something that a lot of the old ones do. And it's a simple mod. You can put one component in, and Aaron was like, hey, do you want me to get rid of that thing, or do you want it to be like fully original? I was like, fully original. And it's so annoying. So I'll have to get him to show me how to get rid of that. But this thing is like super spitty. I mean, that's pretty awesome. You want to try that?
Yeah, I mean...
Start with your volume rolled, like, at least halfway off.
Okay. All right. It's clearer than I thought it would be, like.
Crank it all the way up.
That's less clear.
yeah.
Cleans up pretty well, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, nice.
Okay, check out the Dominion. And basically, fuzz is cranked, volume is virtually all the way cranked. So lower your volume again.
Yep. That's a lot clearer.
Yeah.
It's interesting that there's like, there's a threshold you absolutely cross over, and it's a sharp draw. Like
yeah.
It's a sharp increase, but like,
yeah,
like the. Like I'm barely moving, but it comes on so fast.
Yeah. I feel like I just watched the moment where you got fuzz for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd drive me so crazy.
Yeah. You get used to it.
Because I'm so used to like.
Yeah. You just have to stop shy. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, like I was saying on our last sort of fuzz episode, just like the way you touch the strings becomes way more important.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like it's very. You wouldn't think that it's going to be as dynamic as it is, because that sound like that you're used to hearing that. Yeah, you wouldn't think that
Turns into that.
Yeah.
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 And then finally, you know, and considering like this pedal is, I mean, maybe Zach can clear this up, but this started, the design of this pedal was like a golden fleece that he modified.
Yep.
So this is not really supposed to be a fuzz face, but it really sits well with these guys, and it very much has that vibe. It's got a little less bottom end, which was intentional.
Yeah.
So you know, if you're looking for that big mammoth fuzz face sound, you don't get that out of this, but that's intentional because that, like that big, especially this one, this big woolly sound sounds incredible till the band starts playing and then you can't hear it.
Right.
This is a lot more mid-forward. As you mentioned, like, oh, it's way clearer.
Yeah.
And that, again, was really intentional when talking to Aaron, when he was like, how do you want me to voice it? It was just like, I want it to do that woolly sound, but I don't want it to be something you can't hear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and there's like, it's a fuzz face. At the end of the day, it's going to do what it's going to do. So you kind of have to mess with the knobs and stuff, but I haven't been fuzzing much these days, but
No?
No.
How come?
I don't know, it's just kind of like blues breakers. Like, I love blues breakers. I love them so much, and I spent so much time nerding out over them, and now I just don't want to plug into a blues breaker. People are always asking, like, why don't you use the Golden Boy, or why don't you use, you know, your King of Tone, or this? It's just like, I just spent a lot of time playing through those pedals, and they're great pedals, but... Yeah. And it's kind of the same thing with fuzz. I'm back, really heavy back into like an octafuzz phase, but it's a very different thing than that.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we go through seasons as players, right, where, you know, for the longest time, all I wanted... I'm into your amp right now, aren't I?
Yeah, what do you need?
I'm going to go to my amp. Which I think is this here. Thank you, sir. So, for the longest time, all I wanted was... something in there, but a little less bright. Like...
Yeah.
Right? I just wanted something...
Why wouldn't you?
Just really fat. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And I was never a big Marshall guy. And then now I find myself playing like stuff that's in and around that like kind of range, right? And that has like, I don't know, it's got more bite in the mid range, right?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I want something that has that like little bit of like spank to it, like. You know
You
what
want
I
to
mean?
play funk guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do, right?
Yeah. You're replacing Nuno Betancourt in Extreme. Dude, have you ever listened to Nuno Betancourt?
Well, I mean, I listen to Extreme.
Dude, he's so good at the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I hated More Than Words so much.
I mean, it's a great song. It's just like, it's kind of like the least interesting thing about them.
Wholehearted was like 1,000 times better, in my opinion.
Okay.
Do you remember Wholehearted?
Not really, no.
That's the like...
Oh, yeah. I just remember rollerblading backwards at the roller rink to More Than Words, hoping that some girl would come and hold my hand. But then I realized I was wearing a Where's Waldo sweatsuit and it was never going to happen.
I just like that it went from that to the like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool guitar lines.
He
I'm
seems
not
like a
gonna
cool
play
guy. I watched an interview with him recently, and he was saying stuff that I really connected with.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about people and success, and he was like, man, if you're just like still waking up in the morning choosing to play the guitar, that's success. I was like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from a guy who probably flies around in private jets with fuck him being a nice guy. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that, Nuno. So sorry.
Yeah. He's definitely watching this. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. He's for sure not.
I think, Luke, you could probably comment. I think Nuno might be Sam J's favorite guitar player in the world. Like,
Who?
Sam.
Sam Jacobs?
Sam Jacobs. I think Nuno would be, I bet he would say Nuno's his favorite guitar player.
Really?
Yeah. He loves Extreme and I mean specifically Nuno, but
That's cool.
What'd you bring there?
It's just this other pedal. It's I need the power supply, so I'm knocking the high road off. This is a pedal made by DanDrive,
Ooh.
and it's called the Vocooder, and it's kind of fuzz facey. It's like a very dialed back fuzz face.
Okay.
And he was trying to like recreate some Vocooder tones.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I loaned this out to a friend of mine, so I haven't played it in a really long time, so I don't even remember what it sounds like. Fuck
Yeah, it
yeah, it sounds
sounds
awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I think he kind of I can't remember if it was me that recommended it or not, but he got into, so Dan Corner, who's a good buddy, you're going to meet him when we go to Mannheim.
Oh, cool.
Because he'll be there. He's just one of my favorite people on the planet. We've done some collaborating together, and he builds really, he's kind of like the European version of Aaron.
Okay, cool.
He builds really cool fuzz pedals, but he got really into Rye and went chasing after some sounds and came up with this pedal, and gave me one to check out. I was like, oh, I love this thing. And then I loaned it out and forgot about it, and then the Austin Peroniak had it, and he was like, hey, do you want this thing back? I was like, yes, actually. But it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely reminiscent of a fuzz face, but it has less of that bloom thing that kind of takes everything over, which is cool.
Yeah. It's a lot clearer.
What's that?
It's a lot clearer.
Yeah. Still cleans up nicely. It's not quite as shimmery, but there's one of my favorite guitar tones is off of Vocooder's Get Rhythm record.
Okay.
Get Rhythm? Yeah, and the title track. Is it Get Rhythm? Shit. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, the song Get Rhythm, and it's like, I don't know if you're familiar at all with Vocooder.
Very
other than
little.
just my mentioning him, but
I've
his records are kind of weird. Like it's not the most accessible. I grew up listening to it, so it's like, and I mean, obviously, lots of people love his music. But if you're just getting into that kind of genre, you might be kind of like, this is fucking weird. But he's got this guitar tone on that tune on Get Rhythm that is just like absolutely dimed tweed. I think he was either playing a Harvard or a tweed super.
Okay.
And it's just like completely annihilated. It's so dirty. And a tone like that on like kind of an 80s folk pop record.
Right.
It really stood out, but it's just like he's just always been kind of ahead of the game by quite a bit. Anyway, it's one of my favorite guitar tones, and it's on that song. So I think that's kind of what Dan Corner was chasing after on that thing.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting him. you and I head to Europe. We'll be back from Europe by the time you guys see this, but we head to Europe in like 2 days.
So yeah, it was so nice to introduce you to Dan when we were in Germany a couple weeks ago.
But
anyway, so Fuzz Faces, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks to Evan for sending that over for you to check out and for me to get to hear.
Yeah.
Hung out with Evan. He's a good dude.
Lovely guy.
Yeah.
Really great guy.
Check out Pedals to Metal on Pedal to Metal or Pedals to Metal?
Pedals to Metal, I think.
Yeah, on Revv. He's got like 3,000 pedals in stock. It's
crazy.
The coolest shit you can imagine.
Yeah, he's bad news bears for me.
Yeah.
He's constantly texting me like, "Hey, I have one of these." I'm like, "Couldn't you stop? Please don't. But please keep doing it."
I was gonna say, but we're
Okay, no, just okay. Send me a picture of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say lots of affordable alternatives to Fuzz Faces.
Yeah.
Nothing on the table. I mean, the Mythos is very reasonably priced. I think the mini High Road, which I actually do think sounds a bit better than the big box. I think some of the changes that were made to the circuit to make it fit the smaller footprint were, I think, wound up being improvements. But
Cool.
with the exception of the High Road, nothing on the table right now is like a reasonable price.
Right.
You know, like it's not that it's not reasonable, it's not worth it. Like Aaron builds pieces of art, you pay for it.
Yes.
Dan builds pieces of art, you pay for it. And it's not that Zach doesn't, but it's just it's a completely different economy for these things.
I mean, yeah.
And let's face it, you're paying for the coolness factor too. This is obviously a piece of history.
Yes.
Whether you open them up, the circuit board, there's nothing to it. Like
it's like a fine wine. You're paying for the age.
You're
and
paying
the label.
You're paying for the goofball wiping it off on his arm. You know what I mean? But not to diminish this, because I am fully invested in the boutique pedal world.
Yeah.
And the more money a fuzz pedal costs, the more I'm just like,
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm a total sucker when it comes to that stuff. So, and I'm sure you'll sound off in the comment sections. But all that to say, there's lots of affordable alternatives, and you don't need to spend $1,500 on a pedal.
Correct.
You certainly can if you want to and you're excited about it, but there's a lot of ways around that. So.
Yeah. Nice. Dig it. You okay there, Dorian?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah. Dorian just knocked over one of the cameras and is super mad.
Oh yeah. He's always storming out of here, man. Thanks for sticking around, folks.
Taurus is
Thanks
upset. All right.
We'll catch you
On the next one.
Thursday.
Yeah.